big ups if you are popping ups right now with your boy Jacob. This is United Spurs of America. Big ups. If you're here with me live, if you're watching this on replay, hope you're doing all right. Obviously, not the great. Let me start over. Obviously, shame. It's kind of how I feel right now. I feel ashamed. I feel shamed for these players. I feel like this camera's not in focus. That's shameful as well. I just don't know what to do with these boys anymore. I really do not. But we'll get into it. Whenever I made the tweets, whenever I made the description, I told myself, this is going to be a serious episode. I'm gonna keep it real serious. You know how these pop up with Jacobs, they can get out of control sometimes. I'm gonna keep it pretty. I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm just gonna tell you how I feel. I already got a beautiful guest in the bag. I will bring him in just one moment. If you noticed, this is kind of new for United Spurs of America. I do not have background music because this is a serious episode. This is a very serious episode. I mean, there's no background music, and it's kind of throwing me off, if I'm being completely honest. But nevertheless, Spurs 0 versus Sheffield United. 0 versus Sheffield United. I said that's wise because I just need you to understand that that's what happened, and it's disgusting, and I don't like it. But before I bring on my guest and we get his overall opinion, which I'm sure is going to be somewhere in the ballpark of my opinion. But let me say thank you to the patrons of the channel. Big thank you to Alan Sibley, the one and only 10-inch Alan Sibley, founding member of the Soggy Undies Club and the 10-inch Club. Alan Sibley, big up yourselves. In the 10-inch Club, we have Aaron Dove and Gokuma, Mile High Hotspur, Ellie, and C. Sherman. Big up yourself, every single one of you. Official supporters, Scott M., James Joris, J. Co., David, Jamie, and Jack Kanicki. And in the Lover's Lane, we have Bobby K, Gina Kim, Tom Markin, and Colin, and C Cubed. If you want to become a Patreon member, I have linked the linkle in the chattel at the topple of this very video. So if you're interested in doing that, you can sign up for as little as $1 and become part of the Lover's Lane. Help this channel grow. But you can click that link, check out the clubs, select the one that best suits you, and keep showing some love for this channel. We've seen some recent growth over the few days, so it's been very nice. It's been very nice. We've seen some good growth, even though the team's not been doing too well. But big ups to if you're new or if you've been here a long time. Big ups, man. I feel weird. I'm putting some background music on. This is too. I feel like someone died. I mean, our FA Cup hopes died. If that was a person, if they were a living sentient being, those died. But other than that, I think we're all right. I think we'll be all right. If you're ready there in the back, my beautiful friend, I will bring you in off the top. And while I wait to get confirmation from him, let me put that in the chat. If you want to join in on the conversation and have your say, there's the link. You can do that. I'm on Facebook right now. I'm on YouTube right now. I'm on Twitch right now. So there's 3 different places for you to find us right now, live and direct. But go ahead and click that link if you want to come on and have your say. Come tell me your truths about what we've seen. I'm going to say what's up to the comments real quick. We got Talking Ball. This guy's the best Spurs content creator on YouTube. And it's not even close. What a comment. That's some high praise. And I thank you for that. And while I thank you for that, I'm going to bring you into this. How are you feeling, my friend?
Oh, what's up, buddy? Hey, I'm all right, man. I mean, Spurs, right? Spurs, am I right? But still,
Spurs, am I right?
I didn't take the kid off, man. If that tells you anything, and I won't ever. You know.
I mean, if you're going scuba diving, I definitely wouldn't recommend taking that kit off because the fishies will know exactly who you are when you're doing that. So don't worry if you're going swimming in an ocean or a lake or anything.
This is a beautiful
you
kit.
don't.
This is a beautiful
Big
kit.
up
It's almost like
Elias, big up Ryman's son.
big up. Yeah, no, I mean that match was terrible. It was hard to watch at times. You got your wish, man. You got Richarlison up top.
I did.
But then you
Egg
got
on my face.
But then you got more than you wanted with the rest of that squad.
We're gonna get into it. That shot in the 60th minute. Michael was at work, and I was blowing him up as if he had just cheated on me, and I was his wife of 15 years, and I had 3 kids at home in bed, tucked in, and I just found out that he was at his mistress' house. That's how I was blowing up Michael, and he's like, I know, I'm at work, I can't even see what's happening. That shot was very upsetting. I'm gonna repeat this later because I feel like this is a big hook here. I watch MLS a lot. I watch a lot of MLS. I don't see that kind of shot in MLS. Maybe once every 100 shots in MLS look like that. Maybe. Probably even more. One in every 250 shots. Maybe from a defender, but from a striker? A man who's playing the position I thought he would be best in. I have this commented highlighted real quick. Paul Beatty says, come on, you. Fuck it. Paul, my friend, big up yourself. I'm ready to bring you in if you are ready, my friend. He's got his thumbs up. He's brought 2 thumbs up. There
What's
he
up,
is.
Paul?
What's up, Paul Beatty, my friend? How you doing from the other side of the world, basically, for me?
Yeah. Shit.
Tired. You know, I got up at 3 o'clock this morning to do the pump up on Irish Hotspur with Dave and Jack and Philip. You know, we're all hyped up. This is the year. Our name's written on the trophy. Fuck me. And then that finished, and then the lineup came out, and I thought, I'm going to go back to bed. I'm not going to even watch this shit show.
Yeah, I tweeted about it too. I was like, too much change. We're finally building on something, Paul, right?
Yeah.
And then
I
we changed
expected a couple of changes, but not fucking however many there were. But then, you know, you talk through it and you think, no, if they put an effort in, they're still good enough to beat Sheffield United, and then they don't put any effort in at all.
Yeah, not one effort. I was like, okay, surely it's not the second half. We're second half FC. Well, at some point, we're gonna kick this thing on. No,
nothing.
Big up James Joris. James Joris says, big up people and my boy Jacob. Tough day. The roller coaster of being a Spurs fan continues. This is definitely the downside. We were feeling pretty high. We just beat Chelsea. We just beat West Ham. We beat City not too long ago.
That's how it goes. You win some, you lose some. Like, that's why being a Spurs fan, I don't know. It's just like,
you want them to put a shift in, though, man. That's unforgivable.
You're 100% right. You're 100% right. 100%. Those players today, some of them, it's like they just. I kind of called it. I mean, we didn't look like we didn't show up because we were like, we'll win this one. You know, we have this mentality where we think, we're Spurs, like we're gonna beat these championship sides or fuck League One sides. You know what I mean? Like we can do this. You know, we don't even need to give it everything, and then we get turned over, just spanked.
You've got to be humble in football. The minute you're not humble, you get fucked. That's why
we play to the level of our opponent. If you watch us, we play a bad lower Premier League team. We'll play bad. We'll play.
This isn't a lower Premier League team, Colin. This is a championship team.
No, but I understand that, sir. But what I'm saying is,
this is a championship team. Where were they last year? They won the championship.
You put us against Chelsea. I'm just saying, you put us against Chelsea. We play like we did. You put us against a team that's shit. We play like we're shit. There's something going on here. I don't know where that and how that's permeated through to the team at so many different team players at so many different levels, but we've never ever showed up for games if they weren't like against big teams. I mean, we have, but whenever we don't show up, it's against small teams. I don't know why.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but I mean, you talk about the roller coaster. Well, I think the roller coaster's come off the tracks, and everyone's it's like Final Destination because we've done we've done exactly what we've done for the how many, God knows how many years. So we've cleaned up our fixtures for the rest of the year. So the little prima donnas only have to play one whole game a week. We'll probably put a bit of a run together. We might even finish in the top 4. For what? For what? I don't give a fuck. I'd rather have a cup, or at least, try and win a cup.
I wonder what the percentage of Spurs fans was, because I was definitely with you, Paul. I was like, give me the FA Cup top 10, top 15 finish. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I want the FA Cup. We'll worry about finishing top 10 next season. Just let me have the cup. Let me pour some nice something to drink inside of it, sip out of it. Let me spend the night with the cup, kiss it a little bit. That's what it's about. I mean, that's what it's about. Lionel Messi didn't go play in the World Cup all the times he did to just not lay in bed with the World Cup trophy. I mean, we all saw the pictures.
But how many tries did it take him? Jesus Christ, that's a
people my age remember the 1981 season with great fondness because of that incredible cup run, an amazing cup final. We finished 10th in the league. The next year, I think we finished 3rd in 1982. We won the FA Cup again, but it wasn't as a spectacular a final as 1981. So most people remember, including myself, 1981 as being a great year, because of that.
That's 9 years before I was born.
Oh, fuck me. Don't.
I wasn't even born when Spurs were good.
Well, last time we won the FA Cup, last time we won the FA Cup, I was 18. I was barely legal. Look at me now.
Paul, you've been
What
legal.
are you now? Paul, what are you now?
You were legal before 18, Paul, let's be honest. Paul, you were legal before 15. I felt like you were one of them cats. You came out the womb with a cigar in hand, and you were already packed ready for Vegas. You look ready for a good time, man. Sorry that Spurs have done this to you, man. I'm really sorry. Shout out to James Joris. He says, shout out to you, sir. Every cent well spent. A long-time supporter. 6 months, 9 months, something like that, James Joris. You've been supporting this channel.
Long enough to
damn near long enough to have a James Joris baby come up outside of me. So thank you so much, James Joris. I mean, if I was a seahorse.
I've got a special gift to you with me. I've got Davinson Sanchez with me, and he'd like to have a word to all Spurs fans out there.
I like your shirt, sir, Mr. Sanchez.
Wanker.
I thought you were gonna have a clown.
No.
Sun will
just
rise
something
tomorrow.
With more the clown's too defensive, man.
True. Clown plays better defense.
It's got limbs. He's got the implied illusion of movement, whereas a traffic cone is just stationary.
Yeah, at least you got to dribble around that. I feel like he'll move out of your way. He'll slip and lie down. He'll wash your shoes off while you run past him. Sun will rise tomorrow. Trophy lost, but still in good contention for top 4. Shouldn't be our goal, but it is what it is. James, I wish I was so easily flipping the pancake already. That's what I'm using this show tonight for, because I'm ready to just look beyond this. Look, I also brought this out because my wife made cookies, and I wanted to say, anyone who needs a cookie, come grab one. I'm going to share with you. We're all going to feel better. Here you go. Get that. Whoa, almost came off the plate there. Get yourself a cookie. Make yourself feel better. And we're going to get through this together.
What's the point in top 4, though? I mean, we're not going to, unless we buy 10 players, we're not going to...
There's a really cool trophy they give you, Paul. You didn't know?
Oh, right. Of course,
Arsenal won it for like 10 years, remember?
But then the same thing will happen next year. We'll play a few Champions League games. We'll not prioritise domestic trophies. We'll be shit in the league until our fixture list clears up, and then we'll get top 4 again when we're playing one game a week. Saying it's Groundhog Day.
Big up Scott M.
Yeah, big up Scott.
He's been a supporter since I had the Patreon. So big up Scott M as well.
I'm about to blush.
Some major shout outs for Colin. Not even close. At least give yourself a little credit, Colin. 2 great content creators on the stream right now. James Joris says, who knows, maybe... sorry, Paul. Real quick, I just want to read from James Joris. Who knows, maybe Champions League glory is in our horizon. The high optimism was the telltale sign. Remington, I think that was true. I definitely agree with you there. James Joyce, Amen Paul. When do we start? Weak, then put KANE, etc. in to save. Start with our strongest lineup, get the lead, and then rest.
Yeah.
And then rest them. I mean, I agree with you. 1990 was a good
Just
year.
some bloke off the internet. That's just some random person on the internet. And he knows more than Stellini or Conte.
That's the interesting thing is...
That's not just anybody on the internet. That's James Joris. No,
sorry.
No,
sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, it's okay. Hey, it's okay. It's the James. He actually coached Barcelona to back-to-back league titles. Long time, 1905, I think. Joris, he's an old man.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jacob, you were saying you were interrupted by me.
I don't remember what I was saying, but Ryman said 1990 was a good year. I do agree with you. That's the year I was born. I'm pretty sure it was the year I was conceived as well, because I was born in November, and that's the 11th month. So you got to assume probably February 14th, somewhere in around there. But, you know, big up to my parents for having me, because if not, this stream would not be happening right now.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad your dad didn't
use condom. You would not have gotten a cookie after the FA Cup loss. Grab yourself a cookie, sit down, make sure you do hit that like, hit that subscribe. As I said at the beginning of the show, we're, I think, 50 away now from 1K subs officially on the channel. So definitely tell your mother, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your cousin. They all want to watch this channel. Make sure they hit that like and subscribe as well. And then, dude, participate in the poll if you have not already. It is just a question. Be honest. How are we feeling? And we have a clear runner right now that is just dead inside. No trophy again. / hug me. I think that's where we're all kind of at. 57% of you say that. So I think that's kind of where we're at. A few people, meh, it is Spurs after all. / hug me. I think that's a good answer as well, because some of us did think that this was always going to happen, because same old Spurs, right? SOS. We also have time to move on / hugs are acceptable. And then we also have don't care about it anymore / no hugs. No hugs, don't touch me. I just wanted to represent everybody. Just don't touch me. I don't care. Just leave me alone. And I wanted to represent people who feel that way as well. So 14% of you say that. 21 votes, 17 likes, 4 hating ass motherfuckers by my math deductions. So shout out the 4 of yous for being here, even though you fucking don't want to be here. You like playing around with the polls.
Literally, it looked like one person just dropped out right as you said that. Like it went down. One.
Goodbye.
Are you going to change the poll to have you liked this channel? Have you liked this channel yet?
And then if not, fuck off.
I hate that. That is a pet peeve of mine. People who do that, I understand. There's people with great big channels with 25,000 times the amount of subs that I have. But to me, that is so annoying. Just either have fun with the poll or don't ask me shit, because I'm watching your fucking channel. I'm not trying. Have you liked this stream yet? Yes or no? Does it matter? I always say no, because fuck you. That's how
you should say, do you plan on super chatting today? Do you plan on super chatting me? Yes or no?
Well, I can't get super chatted. But anywho, without further ado, we have, actually, there's a way we do this, Colin. You taught me this. With Elias, how you doing?
Hello, guys. How's my audio, by the way? Is it okay?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Man.
Yeah, because I'm actually on a journey for a work trip, but I'm not driving, so I can still join.
Hey, Leo.
Big up, Leo.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hi, Elias.
Elias, what's up, dude? Where are you on a journey to, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm going to Malacca. I don't know if you know. It's a Portuguese settlement in Malaysia.
Cool,
so,
man.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, they say it's not about the destination; it's more about the journey, is what I've heard.
Yep, it's more about the journey. And I think the United Spurs of America stream would last me till the journey, I suppose.
Well, I mean, there's nothing really else live right now that you can accompany yourself with. So, if anything, I forced you here, and I don't mind doing that as long as you hit the like, Elias. I do want to say, James Joris has said, Colin, I trained Pele in Brazil, then I got bored, trained Maradona in Argentina. Been training Sanchez in defense, but gave up and started drinking. So, kind of sounds like the state of Spurs. Big up Ron Vignac.
You should
I'm not
coach
even
Spurs
surprised. I'm not even surprised. Sorry, Colin, you threw me off there. I'm not even surprised after today's result. And who wants to sing this Linkin Park song for me or with me if you're not confident enough to take it away?
I've become so numb. That's all I'm doing.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Ron.
You
Anyway, how we doing, lads?
Yeah, great, man.
I have questions. I have segues to ask, but overall, Colin, I'm just gonna start with you. Let's just start with the 11. I mean, when they came out, totally different. You could say rest. Some people were happy, some people were not. Were you happy about it, Colin? Were you happy like Kane was on the bench and etc.?
I saw Lucas's name and I was instantly pissed off. Like,
that's the one, man.
I saw that and I was just like, well, we don't give a shit about winning this match. Like,
he was our best forward today. Don't at me. He was our best forward today. Make of that what you will.
Okay, I mean, I can make a lot of things out of that. He's still a shitty player, and
he was the best one today, though. He was the best one today.
Maybe he wouldn't have been had we played smarter and had, maybe Danjuma would have been our better player.
Or maybe if the other players played better, they wouldn't have been a worser player today than Lucas Moura. I mean, I know people have been hating on Lucas Moura because it's fucking Lucas Moura, and by God, he needs to get out of here. But at the end of the day, if you look at it, in my opinion, he was the only one fucking running around trying shit. Everyone else was just fucking standing around looking at the next guy.
Just trying to pass. Nobody wanted to dribble today. Everybody wanted to pass.
Who was fucking clearing corners? Lucas Moura. Who was fucking chasing after the cleared corners? Lucas Moura. I mean, I get it. This guy isn't good enough to be here, but I'm gonna give him credit when credit's due. Same thing I do Ben Davies, even though Ben Davies was atrocious today.
Ben Davies didn't have his best match today.
He was a big poo-poo head today. Him and Perisic were big farter poopers.
Well, Perisic kind of... Okay, can I hot take right here? And I'm just going to blanket statement. Perisic kind of fucking sucks. Like, and I sort of think that he needs to get the fuck out of my club. But maybe I'm going too hard. I'm just upset. I'm upset because of the loss.
You're upset. Okay? You're upset. Let's go back to the original question, though. Our 11... You said Lucas pissed you off.
Yeah, I saw that and I was just like, we don't care. We don't care to win this. And then I looked, and I saw the further changes, which I guess is just the defense. But like, you can't put Eric Dyer in there without Romero in to cover up for him. That's the only way Eric Dyer works, is if you have Romero next to him.
Well, Elias, you're going to turn off your camera, but I don't think you have to, unless everyone in the poll says, fuck you, Elias, turn your camera off. I don't mind if you're in the car, because when I see stuff, it's in a country that I've never visited, so technically you're showing me parts of areas I've never seen before, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, take your camera and put it out the window.
Maybe not, because it might make people sick, but... Well, I guess this is kind of small enough if you're watching on your phone or your laptop. But
I'm actually on my laptop, so...
Yeah, just keep it there. It's fine. I don't care that you're in the car. Nice. I know some people do mind. Thank you for offering. James George just subscribed. James George is he's been a loyal subscriber, a patron of the channel. He's family at this point. Big up James George. Ron agrees with me. Lucas was our best player. I agree. Low key, Porro was ass. Paul, let me ask you, Pedro Porro, second full start for us. What did you make of it?
No, I thought he didn't do that badly. It was pretty lousy at the beginning, but I thought he did some good things. But what you can't do is play him in the same corner of the pitch as Davis and Sanchez. Just like Colin was saying there, you need Romero to cover up Dyer. You need Romero to cover up Porro as well. And, as soon as I saw that lineup, I agree, Lucas Moura, what the fuck, man? Why? But when I saw Dyer with that open bracket C closed bracket next to his name,
I knew we were going to lose at that point. When I saw Eric Dyer was our captain, something inside was like, we're probably going to go lose this game. And what did you see in the first half?
Yeah. Dog shit. Absolute dog shit.
I'm so done. I'm so fucking done. Sorry, Paul. Keep going.
And you know what? Porro, at one point, the only bit of spunk, I believe you Americans call it, that I saw in the whole game.
Area of the nation you go to.
Yeah, well, okay. It was when Porro, I've forgotten if he might have had a shot or did something, and he's round to the rest of the team going, "Come on," you know, and that was it. No one else was doing. Where was it? Why Eric Dyer wasn't doing it?
I actually noticed that. I swear I did. Yeah, yeah.
He was running around and he had a good run. And he shot it because no one was fucking helping him.
Can I go back to something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're early in the game. The fucking, sorry about my language. Anyway, to anyone who cares, that high tackle on Perisic, where Perisic completely gets high-footed, like studs up, tackled right in the shin.
Oh,
just,
yeah.
Completely on his planted foot. And the guys, I don't know what feed you guys were watching, but the one I was watching, the two guys were literally kind of laughing about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, teach him about English football." And they're like, and later they're like, "Oh, I think he left his mark on him there." Ha 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 ha. And it's like, dude, he could have broke his leg. Hey, and then later Sarr makes a tackle that's not even as bad, and they go ballistic on him.
Yeah.
Like,
did he get a yellow, or was that his first warning?
He did get a yellow, yeah. And they
went
ballistic.
Shove in the back, that one.
That was just a little hello on right behind you.
Yeah.
Little feeler. They'd like to put those out. A lot of sports early on in games, you like to put those out there. Romero understands. Elias, you've hit the private chat saying Eric Dyer was our best defender among back three according to SofaScore. I don't give a shit when all three of them are fucking awful. If you're the fucking shiniest turd of them all, it doesn't fucking matter to me.
Well, I mean, I would. If I'm gonna be a turd, I want to be.
He was at fault. Sanchez was at fault for that first goal. What the fuck were they doing? Also, Hotspur had a fucking an atrocious giveaway early on in the game as well.
Didn't play very well. I mean, like, he did okay. There's some of our players who I think are not built to play. We struggle against teams that play in the championship for some reason, and I think
big up Chris Frank.
It might just be we just might not have players that are suited to play that kind of ball. Like
maybe it's just there's not a bigger audience watching. It's not a glamour fixture. It's a
true. And for those guys, it's everything. It's the biggest fixture. And
real quick, I do. Let me pause y'all real quick. I don't know if y'all saw on Twitter, Chris Frank, shout out. Thanks for commenting this. I did want to bring this up at the top of the show. I saw something on Twitter that was pretty upsetting after the match. A man named Craig, excuse me if I'm wrong, Pankhurst. I follow him on Twitter. He's a lot of people follow him on Twitter for Spurs and stuff, etc. He's a really nice guy. It was his father's 70th birthday, and apparently after the game, they were assaulted by somebody or a group of people. I'm not sure. He just posted photos of his father and himself, and they're both pretty badly banged up. They had to go to the hospital. They took an ambulance. And if it's anything like America, that shit's expensive if an ambulance come pick your ass up.
I think it's free over there. Thank God.
Man, we've got healthcare.
It's like $9,000. It's $9,000 for an ambulance.
But I just want to say that's really upsetting. So shout out Chris Frank. If you see that on Twitter, if you find the guys who did it, I don't want to put up his image because I'm not trying to like get clicks or likes from this dude's, because it's a bad image. It's a rough image. If someone happens to be scrolling by on my channel and they see that image, it's a pretty startling image. But if you do go to United Spurs of America's Twitter at USpursofA, you can see it there. It's fair warning though. There's blood.
Like Sheffield United fans or what? Like
apparently. So I quote tweeted it and I just said this is horrible. It was his 70th birthday.
Yeah, no one.
And then I added Sheffield United and I added Spurs officials. So I mean, all I can really do is just like and quote tweet from over here. So, but if you do know them or if you follow them on Twitter and you follow this channel, please do say that we send our love. Make sure you go show some support for those people because that's pretty fucking terrible what happened over there. But moving it along, Porro was trying too hard, says Ron. Elias, I haven't heard you yet. I see you in the fucking back talking about Eric Dyer. Talk to me about Porro, and then if you naturally segue into Dyer, I will accept it.
He was like okay, I think nothing to really shout about, because this guy we had high expectations from. Like, he can cross really well and he can do this, he can do that, but I didn't see any of that. Uh, I don't know. I mean, I'm not that impressed with Porro at the moment, but let's see where it leads us to in the future. If he can give us some good performances, I mean, I won't mind. But he was not there for me. He was pretty average, if I would say. Not bang average, but yeah, pretty average.
What is the difference for you between average and bang average? What's the difference of that for you?
This one, if you don't know, get to know. You ask Mr. Box Office.
I love Alex. Alex is a friend of the channel. Shout out, Box Office. He's one of a kind. If you don't know him, get to know him. He's an individual, a unique individual, unlike anyone you will ever meet.
Yeah, so maybe in other words, you can say that Eric Dyer is average, and then Sanchez is bang average, that sort of thing.
No, they're both shit.
They're both below
hairs,
bang average. Hello? Did you say something? I didn't know.
I was saying that yeah, they're both average, but yeah, it's just splitting hair, perhaps, in a way.
Splitting hairs. Yeah.
I mean, they showed their level. They can kind of keep up with a championship side.
Just to be fair, can I be fair? Can we be fair? And
Let's
give Sheffield United some credit, and give Sheffield United some credit for that wacky ass system they play, and how that's probably not easy to play against for anybody. There's a reason they're top.
No, Colin, no. Fuck no. I love you, Colin, but no.
They play with inverted.
Get the fuck out of here, Colin. No, I love you. Stop. Just stop. Just stop.
Overlapping center back.
Just stop. Overlapping my dick. I don't give a shit, bro. It's fucking bullshit. They're a championship side. If they have fucking Houdini coaching them, telling them where they can fucking hide on the pitch, like a fucking Viet Cong, what is that grass trap where they hide under the ground? If they can fucking do that, I don't give a shit. Listen, Colin, listen. I let you talk. I let you talk. Did I let you talk or not? You're right. You're right. I did mention Vietnam. That's my bad. Vietnam's not supposed to be mentioned on this channel. You're right. Good call, Colin. I will take that. Yeah. But
sorry,
no, what was I saying? No, it doesn't matter if Houdini's out there coaching them.
I know.
They're fucking Sheffield United. They haven't been up in the Premier League since before they got knocked down, which was, I believe, the lockdown. So, to me, I don't care what they play. I don't care how fucking blah, blah, blah it is. No one can convince me that our B team shouldn't go out there and fucking beat the brakes off of their B team. Everyone on that pitch today didn't fucking want to be out there, except for Lucas Moura, it looked like. Pedro Porro kind of looked like he wanted to be out there sometimes a little bit. Yeah. But that's about it.
No, I think
Perisic didn't look like he wanted to do anything till the fucking Greek dude was pushing him around and beating his ass. Fucking red card sliding his ass. Not even getting a yellow, just getting a warning.
That made me so mad. God, that made me so mad.
There's no VAR either, so they couldn't have reviewed. I think if we would have had VAR, which if we would have played at our home stadium, there's a couple calls I think they would have actually looked at a couple times for violent conduct. That's just me. Ryman's son says, is KPV a friend of the show too? KPV is a legend. He's a friend of everywhere on YouTube he goes. He is also one of a kind. He is very much, if you don't know, get to know. He's probably asleep right now, but KPV is a legend in himself. So big up KPV wherever he is, whatever he may be doing. He's a fucking legend. So
dreaming about, I don't know, WWE. Isn't he a big fan?
Well, get your mind off of Spurs, that's for sure. I said son because clearly I'm thinking about Heung and Daddy.
Son is Spurs to you, sir.
Oh, wow. And as I said that, Ron, we are on the same fucking wavelength, brother. Said, do you guys think we should sell Sonny? I'm going to say no, but don't take my answer. Maybe just listen to everyone else's answer except for me, because let me tell you, when it comes to Sonny, I'm biased. I will admit it. I'm diluted, watered down, whatever you want to fucking call it when it comes to Sonny. I love him so much. I always believe he can come good. And that's not a euphemism. I'm just being real. He's number one. Let's have another one. I did like in the first 15 minutes, there was a corner he took. The away crowd, they were singing for him. They sang the Sunny song, and I thought that was very nice. And then I thought he would go on to do something about it because he felt the love. But apparently this was not a fucking Lion King, Simba and Nala scene in the Disney movie where it's couldn't feel the love in the air tonight. Did not get a goal. Pretty fucking lame, Colin. So when you tell me, let's give credit to Sheffield, no.
They did a good job to be in the mix.
They didn't do a good job of nothing. We just laid there and let them do whatever they wanted to do. We fucking sat back and let them come at us.
No,
it's bullshit.
Hey, rookie dark drinks, and they came in there and they got what they wanted. They got us.
Wrexham gave them a harder game.
Yeah, Wrexham fucking made them play twice. Wrexham took the ass to the first game between Sheffield and Wrexham is actually, if there's like a vault they keep classic FA Cup clashes, that's got to be up there because if you watch that match, it was a great match. As a neutral, it was a fucking entertaining match. Entertaining. And you know what? More power to them. I think if fucking Wrexham was out there, they would have beat us.
Hey, listen to this. Put our U23s out there. I think it would have been a better game. Still would have lost. Yeah,
but you lose with a bit of pride, I think. You know, our three forwards, because I was banging on about our defenders who were absolute dog shit tonight, but our three forwards, they just seemed to be playing so selfishly with arrogance. They thought they could each take on 3 or 4 of these Sheffield United youngsters and score a nice little goal for their sizzle reel, you know, when contract negotiations come up or whatever. I thought they were all horrible. Son was shit. Richarlison was shit. Lucas Moura was the better out of the 3, but average. And what do? We take Lucas Moura off and we take Sarr off. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Sarr been playing well. Sarr had a good game, don't you think?
Sarr did all right, so why don't we take him off? So, I mean, this is a watershed moment for me. Like, I want all those players gone, all of them, and I want Conte and Stellini gone, because not only did they pick a shit team that either they thought was capable of winning this game or they don't give a shit about this cup, but then they didn't make any changes during the game, and I've seen this so many times this season until 65th, 70th minute. Oh, now we'll make a few changes and we'll make some shit changes. I'm fed up with it. I've been in their corner all the time, but this just isn't good enough. Let's get the manager of Grimsby Town.
What is his name?
Why the manager and not the owner?
Why the what?
He said why the manager and not the owner.
Why the manager and not the owner?
Yeah, them as well. All of them. But the manager is the person that picks the squad and puts the team on the pitch. They're responsible. The players have the most responsibility. The management team have the next amount of responsibility. And then the owners overall, you know, they oversee this shit trifle.
Well, yeah, I mean, if the kids in your household commit a crime and you're there, who are the fucking cops going to fucking blame? The parents. They're going to say, you're supposed to be overseeing this fucking thing and you're not. And then look at what they did. Look at what Stellini did. Stellini's just a fucking kid down the street. He's not even the adopted son. He's just a fucking friend of a friend. Here he is. But I'm not blaming Stellini. I'm not blaming Conte. I'm blaming these players first and foremost. I'm blaming the players because I don't give a fuck who your fucking manager is, who your fucking owner is, who your F1 sponsor is. I don't give a rat's ass. You put that shirt on. You tied those boots up. You put them socks up to wherever your fucking knee, fucking midway through your shin. Hang on, Colin. And you do all that. And then you go out there. And that's what you show me, Paul?
I know, man.
That's what you show me?
I want to see them fainting and
myself from
vomiting
yelling
at the
because
end
my
of 90
son's
minutes.
sleeping fucking 10 feet over in the next room. But I would be screaming at the top of my lungs if I was in my own like actual studio. So
it's I really hate this phrase. Oh, they're not playing for the manager. Well, why don't you play for yourself, your family, your fans?
Well,
why
this is what I was going to say. Kane would have. Had we started Kane, Kane wants a trophy more than anybody, more than all of us. Kane, we should have started Kane. We should have started Kane.
He was wearing a thing over his mouth, and I thought it might be because he was cold, but I think he was probably swearing and pissed off with what was going on the pitch.
You're probably right. I also heard that like the entire Sheffield United team's been sick, like with some kind of virus. So he was maybe trying like not to get sick. I don't know. Just a guess.
With a scarf.
Oh, it was a scarf? I thought it was like a mask.
No, it's like those neck warmer things.
Oh, yeah. He probably
big up Elias, Step Up Spurs. Go check him out. He'll be in the chat. I'll drop the link in a minute. But
you know what you're saying there, Jay. I want to see play. Like, for fuck's sake, your job is to go out and play football for 90 minutes. Okay, I'll give them credit. Maybe 2 hours in this fixture. They should be absolutely exhausted and spent at the end of that 2 hours. And what do we see in the last 10 minutes? Strolling around, 8 touches. You know, you've got to get a goal.
You got to do something. You got to do something. Chris Frank says about the game. This is Chris Frank's 2 cents. I've said this to Chelsea fans. Today it applies to us. The players need to step up. No Kane and Romero's team is still good enough to win. This is exactly my point, Chris.
Yeah.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Colin was big upping Sheffield, the blades. We were supposed to fucking melt these blades down and reforge them into fucking whatever the fuck we wanted.
But did we though?
Forks, make some forks.
But did we?
No, we did not, because our players didn't fucking do shit.
And Sheffield also showed up.
I don't care about tactics, bro. You play fucking football. Just fucking do the damn thing.
But we didn't. And Sheffield did. Dude,
anyway,
Gogoma's in the chat.
James Joris, I starred your F1 comment. We will get into that in a little bit. So I started. That will be the topic of after we talk about the game a little bit, because I'm not done speaking my therapy yet. About that. Big up, Jacob.
Can I ask you a question, Jacob?
Of course you can, Paul.
You're part of the goalkeepers union.
Absolutely.
And I've seen Fraser Foster taking an awful lot of stick for the goal that went in, and I'm not completely blaming him, and I thought he had an okay game. What's your opinion on it? You're the expert.
In my opinion, there was about 5 people between the man who had the ball before he had a chance to get that shot off. So I'm looking at fucking Dyer. I'm looking at fucking Sanchez. I'm looking at, I think it was maybe even Sarr or Højbjerg, whichever the holding mid was on that side. Them 3 got sauced the fuck up in the box. You sauce up 3 of my players. What the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to be the guardian angel. I'm out here doing it. I'm a backup keeper. I signed a deal thinking Hugo Lloris is gonna be doing his thing. I'll come in, maybe clean up in a Carabao or something. But you're asking big man for, I mean, listen, he could have saved it. He could have done better. Of course, it was near post. Anytime a keeper is beat near post, you as a keeper know I could have done better. So he knows it. I know it. Yes, he could have saved that. But after you just sauced up fucking 4 people, I don't know what the hell you're going to do. You're going to shoot it left. You're going to shoot it right. But bottom, top. Am I going to dive? You can see he's in between 2 thoughts. And by the time he sees the shot, he just kind of sticks a foot up there and just half a second too late. Because he's thinking, what is this man capable of if he's just woven through our defense like he's Lionel Messi? Who was that guy? I've never heard of him before today.
All he did was like 3 little chops. Everybody,
boom,
like
boom.
Everybody,
4 touches. Did. Boom, 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 boom.
Yep. Sold. Completely sold us.
They stood there. They stood there. Davison Sanchez. He goes. He just stands there, does nothing, and then like turns around as he goes past. Nothing.
Big up Monepit.
So yeah,
Sanchez,
because
40 mil, Richie Hunt, 60 mil.
I thought Foster, he was way better at Lloris, when he got the ball, getting rid of it, kicking it out. I thought he was quite okay. I mean, I'm not saying he's a fantastic keeper, but I think he's doing all right. I think he is being let down by those defenders.
That's the thing. Exactly, Paul. That's the thing. If you're an average to a little bit above average keeper, like not great or even necessarily like, oh, that's a really good keeper. They're a good keeper. They're a decent keeper is how you describe them. That kind of level. you can get away with that if you have fucking people who can do their job. If you look at all the goals he's let in, not all of them, but I'm going to select a few of them. Big up Goguma as well. Big up Mona Pete. Big up Goguma. Good to see you here tonight. The thing is, like the Iheanacho goal, the couple, there's like 2 or 3 of those versus Leicester that I'm like, I don't really blame him. One, I think he maybe could have done better, but today you could argue he could have done better. I would argue that there's 3 people in front of me that got fucking sauced up. I would look at them before I look at myself in that situation. But as a keeper, I'm sure he knows that he could have done better. Near post, you have to do better. But again, it's Fraser Forster. He was damn near retired before we said, "Hey, you want to come fucking hang out?"
He was not counting on Lloris getting. I don't think he was counting on Lloris getting injured either. Like,
no, he counted. There's certain positions in sports that if it's your position, if it's your level of talent, like you can get by with a fucking nice money check, a nice living with not too much pressure, and that's the backup quarterback in American football. It's the backup goalkeeper in football.
Hey,
so
does anyone want to see real quick the 2 challenges they had that should have been cards somewhere? I got them both pulled up real quick. Video is not available in my location.
Well, don't show video because of copyright. So no, I don't want you to show it.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'll link it.
Because I lived in Sheffield for a couple of years, and I saw Tottenham play Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. I looked it up. It was November the 27th, 1990. This is in round 16 of the Carabao.
What day?
November the 27th, 1990.
I was 26 days old.
Oh, right. Well,
26 days old of me. I'm pissing in diapers right now, Paul. Go ahead. I'm just setting the scene.
So it's okay. I've got that picture. Right.
26 days old.
Right,
I had asthma, so I was kind of like a trouble breathing little baby.
Meanwhile, over in Sheffield.
Yeah, what are they doing over there?
Back to you. Yes, back to Paul. Finally,
in the round of 16 in the Carabao Cup, not even the FA Cup, the Carabao.
What did they call it back then?
It's probably called the Milk Cup or Littlewoods Cup or
Carling is last I remember.
Yeah.
The Milk Cup.
Our first 11 played the game, and the 2 goal scorers were Paul Gascoigne and
Gaza.
And who was the guy that's Paul? Who was the guy that scored in the FA Cup? I can't remember his name. Paul, the other guy. But it was a first 11. It was a first 11. I remember the game. It was a good game. We took it to them and we beat them. But now that sort of game doesn't matter a shit to our players or the coaching staff or the owners.
I think it's a trickle-down effect. When your owners show that their ambition is not to win stuff, but to get top 4 every year, not to win the FA Cup, not to win the League Cup. Clearly, it's not to win the League Cup. They fucking sacked the manager 5 days before the League Cup. So it's not to do that. It's not to win the league. So that's another trophy that you're not trying to win. FA Cup, you're not trying to win. Champions League, no one in their right. There's not a person in that locker room that thinks we can go win the fucking Champions League versus Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. I mean, come on. These are fucking, when we talk about big clubs, these are fucking huge clubs. If we're big, they're fucking monstrous size. They are gaping. They are whatever fucking word you want to come up with. Real quick, big up Pedro. This should be my day off Thursday. I can't sleep yet, and it's 6 a.m. I hate you, Tottenham. It's a disgrace. Big up, Pedro. Thanks for tuning in. This is a therapy session. I'm going to drop the link real quick for anyone else who does want to join. It is in the chat. I will put it again one more time. If you do, just need to get it off your chest before you can go to sleep.
Fitzy's in here?
No more FA Cup. Yeah, I thought, where's Fitzy? I said, he said he got unmodded. And I said, well, how'd you do that? And he didn't say nothing.
He's showing. He said what's up to Goguma. I see.
Well, J.Co said, people don't worry. We have a Champions League trophy to win. Let me ask y'all, what do y'all think? Any chance fucking Milan, we go up there, or excuse me, we go home and we get 2 on them?
Yeah, did anyone not remember the season we made it to the Champions League final?
We might do. But
we're such a different team, though.
Say you're a manager. I mean, this is why I am blaming the management as well, because I get what you're saying, and it maybe is a diktat from the top saying, prioritise the top 4 over cups. So you're a manager, like, right, and you like winning everything. So you go, okay, yeah, I will compromise my core principle of going out and being competitive in every fucking game I play. Then a manager like that is no use to me. Go. If you know, obeying orders was no defence at the Nuremberg trials. It's certainly no defence.
Yeah.
If your manager is Tottenham Hotspur, and like you mentioned, Mourinho, he didn't want to play ball, so they sacked him. So Conte, you know, where's your principles, man? Stand up for yourself. Get sacked. Don't just sit there and do what they say and wind down the rest of your contract.
Here's the thing, Paul. He stands up. If he stands up too fast, he's probably going to get lightheaded from, I guess, the surgery. Or if he does get sacked, I think he gets more money. So why the fuck wouldn't you? I mean, if you walked into your office and they're like, you do a good job, this is how much money you're going to make at the end of the year. You do a fucking shit job and we have to fire you before that, you'll make 2.5 times that amount. The first thing I'm doing is taking a shit in their office. That's the first thing. Dave Holston, big up Dave Holston, says Paul Stewart was the other Paul.
Stewart, that's the one. Thanks, man. Yeah, I forgot.
I was 26 days old, Paul, so I don't remember. So forgive me, Dave, as well. Someone really pissed me off actually the other day in a group chat. They were like shading people who were in America as Spurs fans, and to me that's like fucking stupid. Or like there's a dude in one of the group chats, Paul, I'll tell you in the private chat, but he was just being very xenophobic, I think is the word.
Oh no!
And to me that's just really not fair, because you don't know an individual's circumstances. And to me, we can all appreciate the game no matter if we're what fucking longitude and latitude our parents had sexual relations at. Like, it doesn't matter.
No, I don't, like I've heard this.
Still played the fucking game.
I've heard
still captained my team for years. So, Moni P, Sheffield put their B team. Sorry, Paul. 8 changes. We played not to lose. Players are to blame for sure, but Conte and Stellini are at fault for the shite tactic and player selection.
Yeah.
I think you got to point the finger at everybody here.
Everyone.
I'm pointing at everyone. But you know who I'm not pointing it at? I'm not pointing it at the fans. Paul, I don't blame you. This isn't on you. Colin, this loss isn't on you. Jacob, to myself, this loss isn't on you. Not guilty. If the glove don't fit, you must quit. Come on. The glove does not fit the fans. I will never say that, because whether you accept whatever you accept, you are still just a fan of the club at the end of the day. When I became a supporter of Tottenham, I didn't choose to be the chairman, CEO of a fucking football club and franchise and building investment company, etc. So, like, I'm not going to pretend to act like I'm qualified at any level. I'm just saying, everyone is to blame for this from the top down. I think when you look at a dysfunctional corporation or a dysfunctional team at any capacity, you have to look at the people in charge. The way I see it, we're the police as fans. We are the police. We just showed up and we're like, what the fuck is going on here? Where's the supervision? Where's the guidance? Where's this house is mayhem right now. The kids are running wild. Kids being Conte, Stellini, and the players. They're fucking running everywhere. It's like a damn horror movie out here as far as just messy house. Kids are running amok and no one's doing anything. You're like, where are the parents? They're in the other room counting their money. They don't worry about us as long as we do X, Y, and Z top 4. That's it. Top 4. As long as we make top 4, they let us run around and shit in the living room, throw flour at the dog, and just make a whole big mess. Who do the cops blame when they walk into this scene? Because quite frankly, the neighbors are starting to call. They're saying, we're worried about these people. Fucking other clubs, they're worried about us. It's shambles right now. I'm struggling. I'd like to know, you guys support Levy Enoch or you Levy out, Enoch out. 22 years they kept us average there, rich with money, but by poor. It's like living naked in $1 million mansion. I would say it's like going to a millionaire's party, a little soiree of millionaires, and you're naked and you're broke. We used to have clothes, so people used to think we belonged there. I don't think we have clothes anymore. I think people are laughing at us because we don't have clothes. We've already jumped in the pool naked. They've realized we are no longer belonging there at the party. It's pretty tough for me. Pretty tough for me. Is there anything else y'all want to really say about the game? For me, I don't think I said this part. I'm going to say Richarlison, 60th minute, 61st minute, I think. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck was that? Who the fuck was that? Who? Lucas Moura came back from an injury and he's like, he's done. He might not even go to MLS after this. He's talking about going to Brazil, I think it was. Maybe the Portuguese league. Maybe MLS. He was our best fucking player today. That's sad. That is so fucking sad. I don't even know how to embody exactly how I feel about that. Because
dude, I've been muted for so long talking.
You have been muted. Or, well, I haven't heard you say anything.
I was trying to talk for a while, but that's good.
Well, I was actually just kind of laying it up. I was just laying out the dinner table. If you care to take part at any point, please.
I wanted to nibble in and just say that the reason Lucas was the best player is because he wanted it. You said it right. He came back from an injury. He knows that he's kind of in the shop window. I mean, he's free, but he knows that he needs to showcase what he's got for teams to come look at him. So he got himself fired up and he played. And like Paul was saying, you got to play for yourself sometimes. And he was doing that, but it benefited the team. And he was, had something to play for, where it seemed like most of the other guys didn't seem like they had anything to play for.
John, how was this our fan base's fault? Okay, think of the happy clappers, the people who you're calling the happy clappers. I'm not going to claim to know who you're calling the happy clappers, but let's just say this for argument's sake. Take those people and let's say they all changed their opinion and agreed with whatever it is you're saying. Does that change what fucking Daniel Levy and Enoch do? Probably not. It depends if they're a part of that 1%. If they're part of the 1%, then by all means, get those happy clappers converted. But I understand if you don't agree with people's opinions and you don't see it the way that they see it. I don't agree with Colin half the time, but I just think that would be the way I would look at it anyway. John, would be, think of those happy clappers. If all of them switch their stance right now, like I was on a show with Sava, shout out Sava. He's doing a nice stream for Turkey and Syria relief. It's all going to Turkey and Syria relief. He's doing that this weekend, a little 24-hour stream. Shout out Sava. So I was on his stream, and a lot of people have a go at Sean Butler from Spurs Talk Show about his stuff, and like they blame him, and I'm just like, what the fuck could he do? If he agreed with everything everyone wanted, right? Let's say he did. Let's say he drastically changed his opinion and felt exactly how John feels or an extreme Levy outer feels. What is he going to be but another person pissing in the wind? I mean, how many people is it going to take to piss in this wind? It's a conversation that I don't think everyone's capable of having, because it becomes very personal very quickly. And it's a matter of like, I as an American from across the pond, I can see this from a neutral standpoint, kind of a third party standpoint, where, I mean, if any situation, there's this story between two people, there's always this side of it and this side of it. And somewhere in the middle is the truth. That's where the truth lies. But there's always going to be two sides that see it in their specific ways. So,
you know what I don't like, about internet stuff either is like, I hear Sean talk, and he's got different opinion to me about a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't take it as far as, well, I'm right and he's wrong, because honestly, I don't fucking know who's right or who. He might be right. I might be. I don't know. This is just stuff.
And who
I'm
cares
sure
at the end of the day? Who fucking cares at the end of the day who's right or wrong? We all want the
Doesn't
same
matter.
fucking thing. We all want
Yeah.
success at Tottenham. Like, as much as people want to hate on Sean, and John, I'm not saying you were hating on
No,
Sean.
Sean's a good guy.
You might,
Sean's a
but
good guy.
what I'm saying is, like, we all want to see us win games. If you see the Irish Hotspurs watch along, Sean's not giving himself a damn near heart attack because he doesn't give a fuck about this club and he just wants ENIC to get rich. And that's what a lot of people say about this man. And I'm not trying to turn this show into the fucking defend Sean, but he's a grown man. He can defend him damn self. But I just see it.
And about being a happy clapper.
But this, no, hang on. Sorry, go ahead.
And I'll probably, change my whole demeanour before the next game. Like, if I had the attitude of being absolutely pessimistic over every encounter we have, and I'm just down in the dumps, and we're not going to win this, and we're not going to win this, and it's all shit, why the fuck would I bother being a football fan if I'm just getting miserable about it? I do it partly because
think about those Sheffield United fans. They had a great day.
Yeah,
they had a great fucking day today.
I do like to get excited about the possibilities of the future. That's why I was excited about this game. I'll be excited when we play Milan, I suppose. I'll be in closed season. I'll be thinking we can win the Premier League next year. All this bullshit, I know, but it's a delusion. But that's that's to me what being a fan is about. If I was
fucking dream, baby.
Yeah.
Dream.
I'd rather dream and have my dream dashed than never dream at all. Or just whinge about everything for fuck. What's the point in that? That doesn't make you a happy person.
Fitzy says the only people who consider Tottenham Hotspur. I don't actually.
A big club. Hey, none of the pundits think of us as a big club until a so-called small club is beating us, and then the narrative is, "Oh, small club beats giant club Tottenham. Tottenham are so shit." But we're only a big club whenever it can be used as an insult.
You know what? If
us.
The announcers are on TV broadcast saying Davinson Sanchez, well, he's known to at least give you one for sure mistake a game, a mistake that could cost you heavy, and it was like 4 or 5 mistakes in for Sanchez at this point. And so I'm like, even these announcers know every game this guy is going to go out there and fucking do something dumb.
You're tripping over the painted lines on the pitch.
Like Sean. But John, so this comment here says, Jacob, our fan base let ENIC do whatever they want. This wouldn't happen with a big football club. So I want to pose this real quick. Who is letting ENIC do whatever they want? Are we supposed to flip his car when he comes driving out? If that's the case, by all means, do it. That's how they do it in Italy. I know the fucking Napoli manager, he's winning the league right now, and they won't let him fucking leave the stadium because they love him. So it's a little bit of the opposite, but you might need to go to that extreme to get this man to hear your message, because he heard everyone crying. He heard the ENIC out, that Levy out. He heard it. And you know what they fucking said to the Supporters Trust? They said, fuck you. Be grateful that we're doing this for you. That's what they said. Be grateful. Shut the fuck up. Sit down, pay the money, and just do what it do.
And then Scott is right afterwards, and I love Scott. I'm just like, too many people happy with us not winning anything. I don't know why I take everything like as offensive, like to me personally. I know that's a character flaw. I need to work on that.
Awareness is the first key there.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I don't think anybody's happy with us not winning anything, right? And like, no one's happy about that. I don't know. I just.
Honestly, okay, so John says I'm talking about the likes of the Cheese Room. I haven't. I just recently subbed to Cheese Room. I don't know who they are, but I've heard a few people make opinions about these people, so I thought, hey, might be worth checking out their opinions to see if I do agree or disagree, because to me, whether you agree or disagree, Sava brings up a good point. He says sometimes that go listen to everyone. Listen to people who fucking vehemently disagree with me, because the only way you can really gauge something is if you have all fucking possible angles, all possible perspectives. I mean, when you think about a case that they try, right? How many witnesses do they want? They want all angles of the story. A prosecutor doesn't want to go into a case if there's even 1 ounce of a doubt that they could lose that fucking case. So, I don't know.
I mean,
I just don't know. I don't know Cheese Room, so I don't know their opinions.
If people are serious about ENIC out, then why are they still spending money on tickets and merchandise? You know, I think, you know, if you're bigging yourself up as the biggest fan on the earth because you do this and do that, you're just giving them money. So you can't give them money on one hand and say, oh, I don't like the owners, because that's all they give a shit about is the money.
This is where it gets messy. I love everybody. I think everybody has just as much right as to be a fan and is just as big of a fan. Like, I'm not trying to
big up Ron, but I don't know Cheese Room. I don't want them to hear, oh, so and so's stream.
Jacob
they're calling you
cocksucker.
You know. That's just me personally. I don't want.
No,
I don't want
exactly.
That,
so. No hate to Cheese Room from me.
I think the big thing about tonight it isn't the owners.
Hey, real quick, I just want to say, Cheese Room helped me out. So whenever I was stuck in London and like was stuck there and had like nothing to do, nothing, like they let me on their show every day. Like I was reaching out to everyone. I was so bored. So actually, shout out Cheese Room. Cheese Room helped me out in the past. So I gotta say that they're good.
Okay,
people.
see, yeah. And that's the thing. Like I don't.
It doesn't matter who the owners or anything was tonight. The players didn't even bother running around the pitch. It's the players, man. You know, tonight it was the players, and more often than not, that's what happens when we shit. The players don't care.
But Paul, I think you can blame both, all three. Excuse me, not both, all three.
I think you can, but I think I get a bit tired over the whole ENIC in and ENIC out because a bit like
agree.
You, like, well,
it is.
You know,
it's like
what the fuck?
I'm watching the game. I'm not watching a spreadsheet get updated. I don't have a Google Docs that I'm fucking. Let me check that with my morning cup of coffee. No, I check fucking Spurs official to see what's cracking with the club that I love. Even if we're shit, what's going on in training? Let me look at the players' faces. Let me look at their eyes. What's their body language? These are things I fucking care about, not F1 partnerships. We have a go-kart track that's fucking cool. Honestly, it sounds fucking rad as shit. I guess joking.
Who's gonna get to use that though? Not the people that are from around there. It's tourists.
No.
And that's a whole other discussion about gentrification and.
I just more meant like
you're going to get me going in a minute, Colin, because you're singing my tune up my alley there. It's
I'm about to have to go refill my water and use the restroom. So Paul, that'd be a perfect time for you to get going. So let me segue you into that by saying, I think a little track underneath the stadium would be super sick. I was joking in one of the group chats, and I said something like, because of this guy who was like, "Oh, you're not a fan. I was at the game today. Where were you?
Fuck that guy.
Where were you?" And I was like, in America. And he's like, you don't know what you're talking about. Typical Americans don't know what they're talking about. And it's like, bro, I'm sorry that my parents didn't copulate their marriage in fucking the UK. There's a lot of people doing that as it is. It's okay that I'm different. Like, it's okay. You don't have to be offended. And so I was joking with someone else later in the same group chat. And they said, hang on, I don't want to mess this up. They're like, oh, you know, whenever you come to London, I'm gonna have to make sure to do a lap on the go-kart, or else I'm not a real fan or something. And then I was like, I'm gonna have to do the skywalk and do a tour and go to a game, do the go-karts. And I was like, I mean, actually, now that I'm saying it, it sounds kind of fucking cool as like a family outing for a tourist attraction. So they're kind of doing their job when it comes to attracting people towards them. Because
dude, the stadium tour was the dopest thing I've ever done. I wasn't able to make it to a match because I got COVID. Didn't get to go to the North London Derby, which is the saddest thing in the entire world. But the stadium tour that I went to the day before was dope.
That's the thing. I used to work for the Dallas Cowboys, and they have a stadium not unlike the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, except it has a retractable roof and shit. But a lot of the same architecture as far as the infrastructure of the building is the same. There's a lot of similarities I see. And when I worked for the Dallas Cowboys, and I used to go to that stadium every fucking day or once a week, and I was basically living, eating, breathing, and shitting at that stadium of my life. I always wondered, why are people here doing a tour? That's so lame. But then I think about Tottenham, and I'm like, I kind of want to do a tour. I want to do the skywalk because I want to be next to the big golden cock. And if you don't want to do a skywalk to get next to the big golden cock, are you even a fucking Tottenham fan? Why are you here, bro?
This is the wrong channel for you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get next to the big golden cock on top of that building. I think it's one of the coolest aspects about Tottenham. When I was researching clubs, because as an American, I got the luxury of choosing my club, so I chose the pain. I chose the struggle. So for me, that was one of the things I was like, that is unique. Who the fuck has a big golden cock on their building? Like, that's cool. Who else has a cock and a ball as their logo? That's cool. And like, there was just things like that. And then, you know, I'm hearing about stories. Like, I watched this behind the scenes thing about White Hart Lane, and it was when they were playing at Wembley. This is to give you whenever I became a fan. So we were at Wembley. I didn't know White Hart Lane, but I'd heard of it and seen these testimonials, and they're breaking it down. And then did you see the fans storm the pitch after the last match? And the way yes, I would have done it too. I would have stolen grass. I would have stolen a fucking toilet.
That was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And I want to cry just thinking about it. Like,
they did the same thing at Dallas Cowboys when they tore down their old stadium and built a new one because they imploded it. So people fucking
that's what
seats.
Football is,
they have seats. They fucking
getting together and saying fuck the rules.
Like what Paul was saying,
and all hanging out and drinking and like that's football, man. Like that's. I don't know. It's people. Okay, so I watched this other channel, and I shouldn't quote somebody. Okay, but I'm gonna rephrase what I want to say, so I don't directly quote anyone, so not to be rude. People say that Spurs fans are like okay with mediocrity and stuff. It's not that. It's like we're just like. I feel like a lot of us are more built up in like the camaraderie and like the family aspect that this gives us. Yeah, we want trophies and stuff, and like of course, and we're gonna like. Bitch and complain, but we're not. I don't have the energy to be like leave me out and to do all that stuff. Like it takes too much time and energy and effort and things to do. Like I have important stuff to do, but I do have enough time and energy to support and to hang out with my friends like you guys and to do the stuff I enjoy. But all that negativity, it's just too much. Like and I think you guys are similar to me in that aspect. You know, we just
real quick before
I mean, it seems to be one of those issues where people can't disagree without it getting a bit personal and shit. It's like, I don't care, man. I mean, look, I've got my opinions on it, but I don't know if I'm right, and I don't really care if someone disagrees. I just don't get. Look, I don't care really. I just want to win games and shit.
The only part where I care is when it kind of gets personal and you start calling me a less of a fan, or that I don't know fucking the sport because of where I was born.
I hate how everyone's literally divided, and it's like the Levy outers and it's like just get rid of the names. As soon as you start naming groups of people, listen, if history tells us anything, it's that naming groups of people different things and separating them
I'll be right back.
Is probably a bad thing to do.
I'll say something nice about Jacob while he's having a splash. Like I used to go to White Hart Lane in the 80s, and I was a season ticket holder and all that. And he's back. Shit. Okay, I'll just say.
I'm just playing.
And as far as I'm concerned, all you got to do to be a fan is just say, "Come on, you Spurs, check the results." Then you're a big as fan as me. I mean, what else is there? You know.
Absolutely. I mean, I am sad about some of the stuff he missed out on. I still am not. I haven't been a fan like my whole life, but I mean, I remember.
You touched on something there, Colin. So about the gentrification. So there's kids growing up in Haringey and Walthamstow, like on council.
When I visited London, that's where like I've stayed right near. Go.
So working class, less well off areas. Maybe they all support Tottenham. They can't fucking go and see a game.
No, definitely not.
And that's criminal.
Yeah, I mean, they literally changed the landscape of where these people live, but they can't afford to go to a match. A lot of people, it's disgusting. You know what I mean? And the fact that
it was a common thing in football matches back in the day. Like you would get the official attendance figure. Like today's attendance is 23,172. And you'd look around and you think there's 35,000 people in here, because the people on the turnstiles, it wasn't barcodes and beep, 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 beep. it'd be like, oh, got no, they were accommodating. If someone's turning up, and they haven't got a ticket, I don't think they were taking the piss. It's just that they couldn't afford a ticket or couldn't get hold of one, and they sort of, let people jump over the barrier, and all that side of football's gone, which I think is quite a sad thing.
Well, I mean, here's the thing too. Like, so you've got this stadium, right, and you don't sell it out, so you have tickets at the end. Why not just like leave those open to like people in the community? You know what I mean? Like, and they're not going to be good seats anyway, but people will go, and then your stadium's full, and you're not losing out on revenue because those aren't people who are going to buy tickets anyway. I don't know. But
that's the thing. Our shit's sold out. I left this comment up from J.Co. A few empty stadiums will do the trick. And this is an interesting piece because on one hand you have, say you're a season ticket supporter, right? Or a season ticket holder, excuse me. And you want Levy out. So what do? Let's empty that stadium. Well, you've already paid for your fucking tickets. So if you don't resell them, now you're taking a hit financially. If you stop renewing your season tickets, there's 100,000 people in line. I think it's like 120 something thousand in line waiting for their hands to get on some season. So you need to hope that 120,000 different people are going to do something similar, or you financially every season take a hit to hope that there's going to be maybe 10,000 other people that agree with you to try and make that stadium empty.
Part of empty stadiums is to decrease matchday revenue, and if you paid for a season ticket, that's the ticket already paid for. So,
only thing you're not doing is just beverage and optics. It doesn't look good, right? On TV, it doesn't look good if your stadium,
which is a huge part of it. I get that's 80% of it probably right there. But so
when it comes down to it, the only thing that's going to get ENIC out is if someone comes along with a big sack of cash and says, "Can I have Tottenham?" And if it's a big enough sack of cash, they'll say yes.
What if it's a wallet of bitcoins?
Oh. Guatemala. Saludos, amigos. Hola. From Guatemala. So I'm not even going to try and butcher my Spanish tonight because we got someone to keep me in check. I hope you support Tottenham Hotspur. Big up Twitch if you're following us on Twitch. I don't have many people checking in there, but
Twitch.
Big up Luis.
Dude.
So I want to say big up to Luis. I got like 20 people on Twitch who watch over there. So big up if you're watching on Twitch. Big up if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Luis says he understands us. We're talking about Tottenham, Sheffield United, 1-0 at Bramall Lane. I think it's the oldest currently used first gen stadium in England that's still being used. I think I butchered that, but if you understand if you understand me, Paul, sucks. Well, it sucks that we go there, we lose. We can't even B team versus B team.
Yeah, the difference was their team's mean and came at us like with anger and
well, they're playing up, right? They're playing Tottenham. They knew Tottenham was coming to town. So when you think about it, if you're a player,
and their manager said to him, "Hey, they're going to be half asleep, guys. They think they're going to walk all over you. You're not going to let them do that. We're at home. You're not going to let them walk on you at home like this. This is our chance. You gotta go back to playing." Whoever next week, we're gonna roll Tottenham over. We're gonna make history tonight. Like rah, and everybody was all excited.
Ball down the right hand side because Davison Sanchez is the shittest out of the defenders.
Louis, great team, but I don't understand why they can't win titles. I'll tell you why. Paul just mentioned one of the reasons why. Davison Sanchez, Eric Dyer, Ben Davies, and then you got the likes of all the players. I think it's 200 and something million pounds that we have on loan right now, and the likes of Harry Winks, Tongi and Dombele, Giovanni Lo Celso. This is not good. We're not in a really good position right now. Big up Mile High Hotspur. 11 little guys on the TV from the other side of the world let me down today. Yeah. I agree with you, Mile High Hotspur. Definitely let down.
Yeah.
Oi Manu years. How many years? How many years? How many years
20...
am I old, or how old am I, or how
Since
many
we won a
years?
title, I think he says he doesn't understand why we can't win
We
titles.
we won a Carling. We won the Carling Cup in 2008, and since then nothing. So 2008, we won the least
the
important
Audi
trophy
Cup.
you can. The Audi Cup doesn't count, Colin.
It
The
does.
Walter Heung Award doesn't count,
There's
Colin.
a trophy for it. I've seen it on the stadium tour.
Yeah, duh.
Here's a trophy. They gave it when I worked at FC Dallas. Goalie of the year, Jacob Walraven. There you go.
That's cool.
In the year 2019. Here's my trophy, Colin. Does this mean I can fucking say I'm like?
Yes. Do you have a cabinet? Put it in
I
there.
got a trophy, which my friend stood on and broke in half, but I was a champion. So.
He's a champion.
Well, see, perfect. You guys see, great job. Hey, the reason why your camera's being weird, Jacob, is move that face out of the camera shot. Move the Richarlison. It's focusing on that. It thinks that's the face in the shot.
You think that's what it is?
Yes.
That might be what it is. John Fitzpatrick. I was waiting. I was on the waiting list for 13, 14 years for a season ticket. Got offered one when Nuno was in charge. I rejected it and don't regret it. Wow. Actually, when I was reading that comment,
John Fitzpatrick.
I thought it was coming a different way. I thought he was going to say I should have or
I thought he was going to say I got one when Nuno was in charge. No, that's baller.
You look like you're training to be a stage hypnotist there, Jay. Look into my eyes. Look into my eyes.
I'm trying to get this thing to focus on me, but I can't. Can't seem to do it.
You need to start clucking like a chicken and take my trousers off.
Here we go. Look at that. Boom. Got him.
I know. it really likes that face more than you. It keeps that one.
I don't know what it is, man.
I've looked at this sofa score thing about twice, and it befuddles me. Where do the scores come from? Because
successful passes, I think. Don't quote me, because there's definitely other people who. So like, when Harry Winks passes it backwards to Eric Dyer, and then Eric Dyer passes it backwards to Hugo Lloris, they get little points because they got a successful pass. And then,
well, that just shows you statistics of bollocks, doesn't it? I mean, fuck's sake.
Luis Harry Kane is a monster.
Hell
top 5 in the world. I say top 3 in the world.
You're a smart dude.
I say top 3. And
top
only
1.
And he ain't number 3 or number 2. That's where I was going with it.
Man, I can't believe Skip shot from the other day, you guys. Holy moly!
Don't live in the past. Where was his? Where was he when he got subbed on today?
Guess what?
Where was he when he got subbed on today?
Playing with a bunch of shit players, so he looked shit.
Same players he would just scored the screamer you're talking about.
I know, but they were playing well at that point in time. Do you not understand things?
So when is it time to be the man and take charge?
When you're 20. I guess it's not the 22-year-old's job to do that.
Is he not one of our own?
Yes.
Well, motherfucker, if this is your home, if this is your team, fucking take care of your fallen brothers who are fucking obviously in the mud.
He's 22. He did his best.
8 players on loan, 6 starters
to
get rid of.
I've got to shoot it off now, but...
all right, man. Yeah, I'm wrapping up here shortly, too.
Thanks for having me on and inviting me into your home.
Paulinho, it's been good to have you, bro.
And you know what, Jacob? Fuck him. You are a Spurs fan. Thank you, man.
Paul. Thank you, Paul. Have a cookie before you go.
And you too, Colin.
Thanks, Paulinho. Appreciate you, brother.
We're all Spurs fans. God, we're all Spurs fans. And if you say otherwise, I'll call you a liar. So, Paul, take a cookie on your way out. Thank you for being here tonight. Hope you feel just a little bit better about the FA Cup, because at the end of the day, we can't live in the past. We can only look forward at the end.
Fuck all cup.
The FA Cup this year, it will not be ours.
Fuck all cups this year.
It's only been a few hours, man. I can't get over it that quick. But like I say, come Wolves, it'll be come on Tottenham. Even though they don't give a fuck about me and they just stroll around. If it's
what are you gonna do?
Or a bit cold.
What are you gonna do? You ain't gonna deny her. You're still gonna watch her. Still gonna watch her walk away, man.
I'll be before those players. I'll be here. Well, I might not be here after them. Probably Eric Dyer will outlive me, but you know. There we go.
Big up, Paul. Hope you
all
keep
right,
it cool,
Steve
man.
Collins.
Keep it fresh. Take
Bye-bye,
care.
Hey, later, Paul.
See you, buddy.
Cheers,
Jaco says, Paul, were you the one? Oh, I should have asked him this before he left. Damn it. Says, where were you? Were you the one who made Dyer? Yes, he was the one who made the Dyer video, and I'm going to request that he does make one on Sanchez. The interesting thing was he made that video about Eric Dyer and his defending skills, and then Eric Dyer was okay for a couple of games, and then he's not okay anymore. Sanchez was the worst of them all today. I thought Davies was atrocious as well. I thought Perisic was a liability as well. I thought Dyer was a liability. I thought him and Sanchez, I can't remember the holding. I got to watch the replay. I just haven't watched the replay because, honestly, fuck that replay. That's just how I feel. Tyler was about to say, big up, Tyler. If you're here on YouTube, please do hit a like before we close this show on out. We are at 950 subscribers. We are 50 away from 1,000. So please do head on over to the YouTube channel if you have not.
That's incredible.
Hit the like.
That's like a milestone.
Yeah, something like that. YouTube will start putting commercials on my shit, and I can't say fuck, bitch, all that shit in 10 minutes. So I'll have to be a little bit more polite, and at least in the first 10 minutes of the show, so that way they can monetize on the channel. But yeah, big ups. We are 50 away, so the countdown begins. Colin, I was gonna admit this, but I'm gonna admit this on another show when there's more traffic, more people pay attention. When they think Michael's gonna be here, they'll pay attention a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you and the cool bunch of you motherfuckers who ride with me right now. If you are watching live, we're an hour 27 minutes in, and I'm about to. Once we hit 1K, I'm cutting my hair.
No way.
I'm donating it. Yep, that's what I do, man. I cut my hair and I donate it. I grow it out. I cut it, donate it. Wigs for Kids. If you're here in America, it's WIGZ, or excuse me, it's Wigs for Kids. Kids is with a Z.
I'm gonna see if I can scam them and get your hair. I want to scam them.
Don't do that because they're a company for a great cause, Colin. They make there's if you're in America, there's a place. Listen. You don't. I'm not saying you don't deserve it, but there are children out there who don't have access to health insurance, who don't have access to an insurance that covers this kind of thing. So Wigs for Kids is a non-profit organization. You send in your hair, they clean it, they make it into a wig, and then they give it to a kid for free, a kid in need who has cancer or lost their hair for whatever reason. So I will be doing that at 1K. I will be not like on air or anything, but like after we get 1K, you will see my hair look different for that reason.
That's really cool.
This will be the third time I've done it, Colin.
There's no way that I could get a hold of. What if I offered you a lot of money to donate to Wigs for Kids for the hair for me?
Wait, what?
What if I offered you a bunch of money that you could then donate to Wigs for Kids?
Well, why wouldn't you just donate to Wigs for Kids? Don't send it to me. You want the hair. You want the hair.
I want to wear your hair so bad. You have such nice hair.
But you would need them to make it into a wig. No, this goes to a kid, Colin. Kids, man, I'm trying to. The kids deserve the hair, man. If I can grow the hair, the kids deserve the hair.
I'm not doing too good.
Sanchez
I'm not doing
needs
too
some
good, bud.
Luis, what happened to Dele Alli? He was a top player. What a waste. I'll tell you what happened to Dele Alli. Luis, Fortnite happened to Dele Alli. He got caught up in Fortnite, and that's just the truth. I just don't know why they didn't start the first team.
50-year-old dad.
It's just the truth, though. How much for the hair, Ryman's son?
He gets
Put it up for auction, sell it, then give them kids the money.
Boom! Gets it. My guys, listening.
I'm gonna give it to this. This is the listen. I've done.
I've done it twice. Better for him.
Listen, I've donated to Wigs for Kids twice in my life since I've been growing my hair out as an adult. This will be the third time. This is something I do for me. It's personal. That's why, like,
I guess we'll buy it from Wigs for Kids.
I've had jobs that wanted to capitalize off like, oh, you're gonna donate your hair, let's film it and put it on our social media. I'm like, no, this is for me. I do it because my mother died of lung cancer. She lost her hair, and I learned about like locks of love, how they're kind of really fucked up. And then I've learned about wigs for kids, and they're actually a really good place. So if you're in America, if you're in the States, definitely do look them up. If you got someone with some long hair to donate, definitely look in. What's up, that Vestal? Do what he said. Get this man to 1,000 subs on YouTube. It's not just me. Got Michael, and then of course everyone who pops up with Jacob is a part of the family. So Colin, you're included. Paul, he left, he's included. This is part of the gang. Ryman's son put it up for Jacob has enough hair. Yeah. But anyway, enough about my hair, enough about me. That was just supposed to be a little teaser. But if you're watching this video an hour and a half in, you just got I'm not trying to announce it too much, but I did want to say it because
so like don't tell anybody unless
my hair's become a trademark of the fucking show. So at some point it's gonna change, and people are gonna be like, "Why?"
You will have a lot. I bet you lose like 50 subs. Like right after you cut your hair, I bet you go back to like 950.
Well, if they unsub because I donated my hair to some kids, then fuck them. But this has been another edition of Pop Up with Jacob. Thank you so much. I'm signing off. So it's yeah, you just messed up the sign off. I think you do that almost every pop up with Jacob, so it's become a tradition at this point, Colin. But you haven't ended the stream early, so that's actually a win. Big up to everyone who's been in the chat. Big up to everyone who's a patron of the channel. Your name has been scrolling down below the entire time. So I do want to say thank you to the patrons of the channel and the Soggy Undies Club. Alan, 10-inch Sibley, big up yourself. Big up everyone in the 10-inch club. Big up everyone in the Lovers Lane, the official supporters. Y'all know who you are. I appreciate you very much. I just wanted to come speak about FA Cup. I hope you all feel better. I hope tonight was a little bit therapeutic, because it was for me. I feel a little bit better. Not necessarily about Spurs, but just about life, because you know what? At the end of the day, we got to just keep it moving. Hope for better days next day. Hope for better days next season. Hope we can get this thing figured out. Maybe we can get a trophy, but it doesn't look like we're getting one for this season. But I appreciate you checking in with United Spurs of America. Again, please do hit that like if you have not on your way out. Hit that subscribe on YouTube. Hit that follow on Twitch. Do what it do. Share this, please. The more you do that, the more it helps me and Michael run this channel. So big ups to the patrons. You can click the link. It's on the thing. You already know the business. But again, as always, and I can only say, come on, you Spurs. Quiz.